Hello artists, I'm so excited to share our new project for the week. We are going to be looking at artist Lisa Congdon. Lisa is an artist, an illustrator, and a graphic artist, which means that she creates art, but she also works in magazines and illustrates books. A fun fact is that Lisa lives in Portland, so we're really close to her. Lisa pulls a lot of inspiration for her art from nature, which you can see in the leaves and the animals and all of her art. The other thing that's really important to Lisa are lines and shapes, two of our elements of art. So you can see that Lisa often uses a very simple shape like this circle, and then she'll go back and add lines for the detail. So in this beautiful flower piece, each one of these flowers is really just a simple shape, and then she's added line and color to make it even more interesting. This is Lisa doing some artwork, and this is her first stage where she's drawing the outline, and then she's going to go back and color. We're going to pull inspiration from Lisa this week and create our own Lisa Congdon original. So something like this. Before we get started, I need for you to go on a little scavenger hunt around your house. Here's what you're looking for. You need 3 items, 3 or 4, of circles. And what I mean by that is I'm looking for items where the bottom is a circle that I'm going to be able to trace. So I found this like random paint bottle. This is just a spool of thread, and then I also have a lotion bottle. I'm going to use those because I'm going to trace those for all of my flowers. You also need to look for some paper, and it can be anything. It can be construction paper scraps. It could be a random piece of a map or other things that are laying around. The other thing that I really like to use are pieces from magazines, because in a magazine you have so many different colors, and when they're cut up they give you a different effect. So you need to collect a pile of that to create this, and then this is what you're going to do. You're going to start with a background sheet. Now you can use a white piece of paper or a piece of construction paper. I'm going to do a bright one because it shows up better on the video, but you can use any color that you want. And then I'm going to start by creating my stencils. So I'm going to lay my my bottle down, and what I noticed on my bottles is that I get 2 circles, 2 different sizes. So for this first one, I have a small and a large circle that I can use. I'm going to trace around it. And I do a few of these, and then I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side so that I'm going to get a bunch of circles. And I'm going to do that for all of my different shapes. Now, I said to find 3 things. You can absolutely find as many as you want. You could have all different sizes. You can see in mine that I had about 3 on that. Once I've gotten those all traced on all my different types of paper, including my magazine, I got that in there, I'm going to cut the circles out like you see here. Once you have them cut out, you're going to add the Lisa Congdon lines, and I'm going to do one just so I can show you what I did. So I've got this guy. I'm going to do 2 sizes actually instead of doing 1. I'm going to do a small one, and I'm also going to do one of my larger ones. So for the lines, I used actually 2 different things, and you can use anything you want. If you have crayons, great. If you have markers, great. What you want to try to find is a white and a black, because that will allow you to do lines on dark and light colors. So crayon boxes have a white crayon. That will work great. And I'm trying to simulate what I saw in Lisa's. So I noticed that she put dots in there, and then she just did straight lines out from the center. So they're radiating out from the center to the edge all the way out. Now for the darker colors, I used a black marker on this. And you could use a black crayon or marker or whatever you have, but doing the same lines. Then once I had all of my flowers cut out, I decided where I wanted them arranged on the paper. I tried to have an interesting composition so that it was balanced. And another one of our elements of art is space. Space, remember, is when we're trying to fill in the paper. So instead of having like all of my flowers down in one side, I want to have it so that it's balanced. So I kind of laid them out before I glued them on. So rather than taking this guy and gluing it like this, I laid them all out first so that I was satisfied with the way that it looked, and then I glued them down. The next thing I did is that I added stems. And so again, I'm using that white pastel or crayon, whatever you have, to make leaves and veins. And then for fun, just because I had a marker beside me, I went and outlined it. You do whatever you want. You probably have loads of ideas of how you can make interesting leaves and veins. The last little thing I did, because I had a couple extra pieces of construction paper and I had an old paper punch laying around, I did a bunch of paper punch holes and then I glued those on. Now, if you don't have a paper punch hole, that is no problem. Just cut out some small circles, or maybe you don't want the small circles. It's up to you. The thing I love about Lisa's work is that each piece is very unique and really just uses shapes and lines. So you take these ideas and can create whatever sort of piece that you want. And I can't wait to see them. Hope you're all doing well. I miss you. Enjoy the project. Thanks. Bye.